Good afternoon, Monday. So, good afternoon, Facebookers, Instagram, Twitters. Yeah, that's still happening. Um, Podcasters, YouTubers, listeners, followers, engagers, lurkers, the works. Just wanted to come on today and talk about a subject that's something that we've been working on over the last few months with people, as in building up to the end of the year, end of 2020, and coming into 2021 with a better energy, a different energy, a more focused energy, whatever you want to call it. And the subject I want to talk about today is affirmations and the power of affirmations. And this isn't about sticking your arms and legs around a tree in the middle of the woods and going all woo-woo on it. This is about real chemical releases in the brain. So this is about neuroscience, neurochemicals, and this is about hearts, as in your stomach heart, your heart, and your brain heart. It's all about these different brains that we have and these different hearts that we have, and how we engage in each of those to kind of communicate with ourselves and convince ourselves of things. So our brain is a really powerful tool, and we access it all the ways. You and I access our brains every single day, but a lot of us access our brains in ways that are unhelpful. And I'm guilty of this. Every one of us is. You know, I say things like, oh, I don't want this or I don't want that. And actually, what I say to my brain when I say I don't want this is whatever comes next, I kind of tell my subconscious brain to focus on. And the subconscious brain, 95% of the supercomputer up here, is very much like a military soldier. It will just do it what you tell it to do. It's programmed to do what you tell it to do. So if you tell it not to focus on something, it will focus on it because it doesn't hear the don'ts. It doesn't hear it looks for emotions. It looks for memories and experiences and hooks that it's got references to in the past in your deep filing cabinet back here in that supercomputer. So that could be anything from I don't want to be skint, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be I don't want to be underperforming, I don't want to, whatever these messages are that we think we're telling ourselves that are actually positive messages, 9 times out of 10, they're sabotaging messages that we are asking our brain to trip us up. So here's the thing with affirmations, and this is why I want to talk about this. But if you understand the fact that we're doing this a lot in terms of negative talk, negative self-talk, negative messages to our supercomputer, if we can train our brain and trick our brain into these fears that exist or these things that aren't real, but they feel very real to us, if they're going to sabotage us or hold us back or make things difficult for us, just imagine if we tapped into that supercomputer and that power to actually gear us on and to move us forward and to celebrate us and support us in achieving the things that we want to achieve. And that's what really affirmations do for me. And I've been teaching affirmations for years. I've been using them for years. It isn't just a process of writing a page of I am statements. It's what goes into them and then what do you do next with them. You know, one of the things I like to do, I think affirmations are a process, and I'm jumping about, but I'm going to come back to it. But I do affirmations as a list, and then I mind map the affirmations. So if I have an affirmation, which is I am a great salesman, because a lot of people say they're not very good at sales. A lot of people say I'm in business, been in business for 10 years, but still not very good at sales, right? So their identity to what they are in sales is weak, and therefore how they feel about it is based in emotions and experiences of the past, predominantly negative experiences of being on the receiving end of bad sales experiences or whatever, or putting their heart and soul into a deal and it didn't come off. And then so then they may not have necessarily that many positive references to a good sales experience. So they seek the negative one. So they have something that they say to them regularly and they say out loud in network meetings and other things. They certainly say it when they speak to a business coach or a sales trainer like me, and they will say, I am not a great salesperson. Siri's kicked off. Lovely, Siri, thanks. I am not a great salesperson. And that's an affirmation. That's training your brain to accept that you're not very good at sales. So then your brain is seeking clues and seeking validation. So when you do something or you try something and it doesn't work, your brain will go, see, you told yourself you weren't. We've achieved it. Well done, Ad. We said we weren't very good at sales. Now let me show you all the reasons and all the examples of when we're not, to reaffirm it. So if we can train our brain to do that, we can train our brain to do the opposite. So when I write an affirmation statement like, I am great at sales, then I need to mind map that out. So this is the second stage of the process that I do. I kind of mind map that out. What do I mean by that? So I just start splintering off. So right in the middle of the page, I am great at sales. Draw a lovely little cloud around it, different color pens, and then I'm going to map it out. I'm just going to allow things to fall out of my brain. So, and a lot of the time this can be questions for me. I write down questions and statements like, so what are the great characteristics of a salesperson? How am I doing it well? When are my experiences when I've done it well? What are my positive experiences? What are my negative experiences? And I'll just splinter off all these elements, and then I'll go round them again with a different color pen and go a bit more detailed, and then go round them again and put a bit more detail. And by giving myself that opportunity to properly brain dump how I feel, my associations with, I come up with stuff in there that it's gold, all of it's gold, but some of it I look at it and go, why would I even think that? That's ridiculous. But because I've written it down and made it more real, now I can tackle it. Now I can do something with it rather than just allow it to swim around up here. So firstly, I write the affirmations down. I am a great father. I am a great lover. I am a great business owner. I am a great salesperson. I'm a fabulous chef. I'm a creative. I'm a digital expert. I am, because everything you say after those two words, your brain will start to believe the more you hear it. You hear anything enough, you will convince yourself of that truth. So your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. And if you get immersed in films or box sets or books, you'll understand exactly how I mean, because it distorts your version of reality as it stands right there, because you're immersed in it. So you can train your brain and trick your brain that you've already have achieved this and you already are this person. So this is kind of showing up in your life as if you already are. I'm not into this fake it till you make it bullshit, but I am into training your brain as if you already are. So then your brain starts to counter back to you. Okay, so who do you need to be to do this? And what do you need to do to achieve this? Because, whoa, if you're doing X, Y, and Z that isn't helping you, how is that going to help you get here? Because we want to get here, remember? So you're fine tuning and refining those focus points in all of your energy. There's a part of the brain called the reticular activating system, the RAS. This is kind of like your radar. Turn your radar on and your supercomputer will work with you rather than against you. And then, funnily enough, all the universal elements start to kick in to support you to achieve those goals as well. So I am statements, affirmations, I am. And if you find yourself, I am going to be, I am not the person I used to be, whoa. They're not necessarily the positive affirmations. They are breaking the cycle, the process of how it works. Every one of these statements has to be a positive, reaffirming statement to who you are, who you want to become, what you do, etc. So write down the affirmations, then mind map them out, and then from that, look at the gold. Look at what the applying like a stop, start, continue exercise. What are the habits or disciplines or the things that you're saying to yourself that you need to stop doing because they're not serving you anymore? What do you need to continue doing and do more frequently, more effort into those things that are working? And then what are the things you can start doing that you've never tried before? And whenever we start something new, I'm going to do a live on this. I'm going to do a podcast on this, which is about the leap of faith. Whenever we start something new, it is a leap of faith. It doesn't matter how big that leap of faith is, but it is a leap of faith. So my role as a coach, my role as your unreasonable friend, my role as the support in your life, in your corner, is to help you reduce the size of that leap, the size of that step from a cliff to a curb. Because ultimately you are going to have to take the leap of faith. It's your business, it's your decisions, it's your directions, your choices. All right. I can't do it for you. I won't do it for you, but I will stand by you side by side, questioning you, challenging you, supporting you and holding you up when you need it and kind of kicking your ass when you need that too. That's what we're about. You know, it says sounding board, accountability, coaching, support in your corner, right? This is what we're about. Being in business can be tough. It can be lonely, but in the main, when you've got a great team around you and a great support around you, you figure out how to make it fun. You get that energy from others. You build on that energy. Even when you don't have that energy in you, you build on that energy. You dip in other buckets and they support you. And that's what comes from a business community like this as well. So affirmations are a brilliant way to achieve your goals and to help you put some proper rocket fuel into your goals and your ambitions and your targets this year. Because the question is, and I want to leave you on this question, it's not what we do in 2021. It's who do we need to become? Who do you need to become this year to smash this year? Who do you need to become? What are the habits you need to let go of? What are the things you need to stop doing? What are the things you need to start doing? What are the things you need to continue doing? Who do you need to become? So what do you need to start being? What do you need to continue being? And who do you need to stop being? That's it for now, guys. Affirmations. Listen, give me a call and I'll work you through this. In fact, there's an exercise and a process I can take you through and handhold you through it so that you can develop your affirmations on steroids in this way. And I'll show you and I'll hold you to account. And here's this is a gift. I will gift you this because I know the power of this. And when power and momentum starts to happen in people and businesses, that's when the accountability is needed even more. That's when our service really comes into its own. Because when we're scratching around and struggling and we're kind of doing that stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, the motion and momentum isn't there, right? Inertia creeps. So what I want to do is create that energy and that vibrancy in your life and in your business, that it becomes like a drug and you want more of it, because success leaves clues, right? And success breeds success. So as you start to win more, you're going to want to win more. What we need to figure out is who you need to become and what some of those wins are. So get in touch. Let's have that conversation. Speak to you soon.